You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
But let's get right into this right away, y'all. Cassie finally speaks out. She finally responds to everything that has been surrounding the incident, with Diddy physically assaulting her. The video went viral, and everybody's pretty much been kind of wondering what her mindset, her mental well-being, with this video going viral, having to relive that trauma all over again. And not only did she have to relive it, she has to relive it with the world. Everybody having their opinion about it. Some people, most people for the most part, were very supportive, coming to her defense, saying they been knew Diddy had these issues. Then you have others, of course, who were like, if you were that abused, why did it take you so long to come forward? Then you have others who were saying that it was just a money grab move. Then you have others that said, oh, that's a big coincidence. As soon as Diddy had a child from this other woman, even though Cassie already had 2 daughters from her own husband, all of a sudden she decided to report this out of spite. So everybody's not going to support what's right. That is just the world we're living in. Listen, Hitler had people rioting for him, okay? So it is what it is. You can't take it personal every time other people want to go against the grain and they rather choose money over morals. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Everybody's not going to support you, but she has finally responded. And this was her exact post coming from her Instagram, and I'm going to read exactly what she had posted. And Cassie, as follows, says, "Thank you for all of the love and support from my family, friends, strangers, and those I have yet to meet. The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is only the beginning. Domestic violence is the," and she's got that in capital letters, "issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today, but I will always be recovering from my past. Thank you to everyone that has taken the time to take this matter seriously. My only ask is that everyone open your heart to believing victims the first time. It takes a lot of heart to tell the truth out of a situation that you were powerless in. I offer my hand to those that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should carry this weight alone. The healing journey is never ending, but this support means everything to me. Thank you. Love always, Cassie." Now, 50 Cent, who's been really riding hard for Cassie, and he's definitely an arch nemesis of Diddy, he actually reposted Cassie's post, showing his love, showing his support. And he further, 50 Cent commented under her post, "I can't wait to hear new music from you, Cassie." So she has a lot of support, and she righteously so deserves it. I don't care about the Samuelites. I don't care about the Diddy supporters. At the end of the day, Cassie is not looking like the loser at all in this situation compared to how Diddy is looking. So I definitely wanted to kind of further go into this. Definitely I commend Cassie, because to report a man that powerful in the industry, I can only imagine what she's up against. I can only imagine how many times she felt defeated, with Diddy having so much pull with lawyers, attorneys, judges, police departments. I could only imagine, how small she must have felt, knowing that she did not have the money, she did not have the connections, and she didn't have the clout Diddy has. And I don't expect a lot of people to give her the credit where credit is due, but if you really, really think about it, this is very remarkable to be able to come up against somebody this big in the industry and bring them down to ruin. That is, brilliant within itself. And I don't say this with with joy and pride, because the bottom line is, even though Diddy is going down, look at it had to happen at Cassie's expense. It happened at her health, at the expense of her health, her well-being, her mental state. We still don't know what Cassie is really going through behind closed doors. We don't listen. Dealing with people who have been abused, it's a very, very fine line. Prime example. Like I said, I deal, with clients with my anger management, business that I have going, with my anger management agency that I have going. And I remember I had one of my clients say that her father was very, very abusive, physically, sexually, and emotionally. And I remember she said that she hated the smell of coffee because it reminded her so much of the times when he would take advantage of her, that she could smell that scent of coffee coming off of his mouth, off of his breath, when he was doing what he was doing to her. And this woman is now every bit in her 40s, and this happened when she was in her teens. And she said just the smell of coffee just triggers her. And I really don't think a lot of men really understand how delicate abuse is. And it's unfortunate that you have some men out here that are so male chauvinistic that they think women, we are built to handle abuse, that no matter how much we experience, we should just be able to overcome it. We should be able to just suppress it and not allow it to get the best of us. It's this attitude of black women are strong, we can handle anything and we can handle everything. So we're automatically are at a disadvantage when we express the trauma behind abuse. It's this stagnant that black women are over dramatic, that we're attention seekers, that we're always looking to come up, we're always looking to secure the bag. And I'm not saying this is not always the case, because the truth is you do have some sisters out here who are foul, who will lie. It's been women who have lied on men, caused men to get a battery charge, a DV charge on their record, and it was off of a lie. It was because they were bitter or angry. It was behind malicious intent. And it's good guys who did not put their hands, never touched a woman, but because a woman got bitter or angry and she wanted to be revengeful, she intentionally lied and caused this man to get incarcerated, caused him to lose his job, caused him to have that stain on his record, in which nobody wants to hire an abuser, nobody wants to hire a batterer. You have some sisters out there who are foul, and I will contest to that. I'm not going to say because of the Cassie outrage that we should automatically jump to the defense of every woman that cries wolf. But what I am saying is, until we get facts, don't be so quick to pick a side. Had it not been for that tape, it was a tape, because back then it was VHS. Nobody would have believed this girl. I mean this woman. Bottom line, it took the world to see it. Look how many men came forward. Had the tape not went viral, these men, some of them still would have had this attitude. Slim Thug, a lot of them had to go back and retract. Scrappy, a few of them had to go back and retract. Only because they actually saw the tape. People explaining it to you, and versus you seeing it right before your own eyes. It mentally gives you a whole different outlook, and that's exactly what happened when this video went viral. Everybody who had this male chauvinistic attitude that Cassie just want the money. Let's say if she did, after seeing all that, why the hell does it even matter? At this point, she should at least get paid for her pain. You know how many women that got their behinds whooped and beat and didn't even get a ham sandwich out of it? The man didn't even get locked up for it, or he only did a few weeks or so and got right back out. A lot of women who have reported it, and who have tried to stand up for themselves, they still didn't get to do justice that they deserved. So it just goes to show you that a lot of people don't believe shit stinks until it's really thrown into their face, you know. And that's what actually happened. If this video would have not gone viral, Cassie just would have been another bitter, angry black woman unheard. Okay? She would have had all the Samuelites. She would have had the Red Pill Raging Brothers. Everybody would been like, nah, you just mad, you bitter, you trying to bring a black man down, a black man who wants to be great. You trying to bring him down with all your hate, because we don't want to see black men be great, you know. We don't want to see black men be better. We don't want them to see them rise and grow and prosper. Why? Because we're evil, vindictive, malicious black women that just cannot stand to see a black man be great, because we're fulfilled with so much hate towards black men. You know, that's the stigma. Thanks to social media, now that we got all these podcasts, you know, everybody who has a mic now, they think they're qualified in giving advice about how black women are, or giving advice on how black men are. Everybody's qualified all of a sudden. Everybody is an expert in why black men should not respect black women, or why black women should not respect black men. That's the new trend now. Everybody is an expert, you know. And the truth is, a lot of people are only giving advice from a bitter standpoint, and that goes from black men and black women. If you have not had the best of experiences with black women, you're not going to have nothing positive to say about black women. Especially if you don't get along with none of your baby mamas, you have to pay child support, and you got all these black women who you chose to make your life miserable. Now you can get behind the mic and shit on all black women and say, black women ain't this, black women ain't that, date outside your race, get your passport, only because of the black women you chose. And now you have this bitter pill concept of what black women are because of the black women you chose. You didn't date every black woman on this whole planet to figure all black women ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? No different than the bitter Brendas. Who chose to have children from deadbeat dudes. Now all black men ain't sugar honey iced tea because of the type of black men she chose to have children from. And that's what it is. The black community, we are only given philosophies from our own bitter, anger, resentful standpoint, and it's spreading like COVID. It's becoming toxic, it's becoming polluted, because the truth is, a lot of black men and black women, we don't make the best of choices when it comes to selecting, when it comes to selective breeding, choosing who to have a child from, choosing who to build a family with. And when we make poor choices, what it does is it poisons us. It makes us very toxic. It makes us very bitter against the opposite gender, when the truth is, you are bitter because of your own bad choices. And guess what? Bad choices is not just a black woman problem. Bad choices are not just a black man's problem. Bad choices are irresponsible people's problems. But y'all want to get on these damn podcasts, 5 dudes, 2-3 dudes want to invite a female on the show, rip her apart, and gang bang her verbally. Gang bang and bashing is when you have 2 dudes or more who want to attack one female on the podcast. That's why you will never catch me on the Fresh and Fit. You will never catch me doing a Joe Budden. You will never catch me, on Shark Tank. I'm just not about to go in them spaces. Why I know, even if I'm talking intelligently, even if I'm talking respectfully, that my viewpoints are going to get challenged, and that I'm going to get disrespected. I think I did 1 or 2 call-ins with certain male red pill raging content male creators, and after having that experience, I realized that once some of these men already have a stigma of personal prejudice with black women, it does not matter how intelligent you are, it does not matter how respectable you are, it does not matter if you don't overtalk them, if you don't try to get loud with them, they will still find a way to try to push your buttons and poke the bear. And as soon as you respond As soon as you react based on how you're being treated, you're the bitter black woman. You're the bitter bitch. You're just scorned. You know, they will find a way to deflect and make the black woman look like she has a problem. When the truth is, some of these dudes out here really cannot stand women. They hate women. They don't mind having babies from women. They don't mind having sex from women. They don't mind as long as they can benefit from women for their own personal pleasures. But when it boils down to it, they really have no love or no respect for the black woman. You know what I mean? And I've learned to only go in spaces in which black men will appreciate me. They will celebrate me, make me feel respected and protected. Those are the spaces in which I go. I don't go in the red pill pit bull arenas where I know men in the chat room gonna be, you know, gang bang bashing me, and the hostess or the person over the platform, because they don't want to seem like a simp. They're not going to want to defend me because they're trying to impress their red pill raging pit bull counterparts. So a lot of spaces I had to back up from, because I don't want that type of energy. Because me being a black woman I am, you know, I don't want the beast to be released in me. You know, and I'm having to defend myself once I'm being gang bang bashed, because that's what a lot of these dudes do. And a lot of you women, y'all know what y'all be asking for. You be quick to want to go on these podcasts and showing your tits, showing your ass, and thinking you're going to get this praise and glory, only to get on there and get bashed and humiliated and embarrassed. You know, you already know what type of energy some of these dudes are giving y'all, and yet y'all still want to congregate. When I see women hang out on Fresh and Fit, when I see women hang out, you know, on it's other podcasts, because it's not just Fresh and Fit, it's a couple of them that do it. I can't really name that many, because that's just how much I don't fellowship in these type of platforms. I don't listen to them. The 1 or 2 times I listen to those type of guys, and listen to those type of red pill raging podcasts, you know, I know the element is not right for my spirit. So I'm not going to think because I show love and I go over there and hang on a podcast and I hang out, that all of a sudden they're going to treat me different. They're going to be like, oh no, this is one intelligent black sister that we can have a good conversation with. No, their job is to make you look like an ass, to make you look stupid, for you to help them to fit the narrative that black women are unintelligent, that black women are ghetto, we don't know how to conduct ourselves, we don't know how to carry ourselves. I mean, even though they provoke you, they say things out of line to you. And guess what? Even if they don't provoke you, they'll say you got an attitude. Even if you never yell or raise your voice, they'll be like, you have an attitude. I don't like your tone of voice. But if I scream and yell because, you know, you trying to take me out of character, then I'm ghetto, I'm ratchet. It's all a game. And to all of you women who congregate in these spaces, you deserve exactly what you get, because you already know what these dudes are about. You come on there showing your tits and TNAs and thinking that that's going to be enough to distract them from disrespecting you. The devil is a liar. Stop going into these woman hating ass spaces. You're not going to catch me there. That's the bottom line. Yeah, no jumper. That's another space. I couldn't think of it. That's another space. Or whatever, where just some of these dudes be doing too damn much. And it's not my business to tell them how to operate their podcast, what they shouldn't say and what they shouldn't do. I can't tell these men how to run their house and their podcast, but what I can do is stay the hell away from them and not hang out in their chats and not become a guest on the platform so they can embarrass me and try to make me look stupid and ignorant. So, you know, it is what it is, right? Back to the point at hand, right? Because I'm derailing. But y'all get my drift. By the way, hit the like button. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like. Because I know some of y'all in here and y'all don't be giving me my likes. Y'all be creeping. Y'all be creeping around the bushes to peek through the window. But you ain't hitting that like button. So hit the like for me. I appreciate it. By the way, everything I say in this content is alleged and based off of my own opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only. So let me get back into the issue at hand, right? Cassie speaks out, you know, pouring her love, showing her appreciation and her gratitude towards all the support, which she so righteously deserves. Now, the other part of this matter that I want to further discuss is why industry men are most likely to abuse. If any of you are not aware by now, I am a certified anger management specialist / family violence intervention professional, in which I am currently being qualified to facilitate men who have issues with family violence, and women as well, women who cannot keep their hands to themselves, because you got some women out here that are physically violent as well. Absolutely, right? And I also am certified in dealing with women who have anger management issues as well. So y'all are welcome to inbox me anytime you feel you are court ordered. Make sure that your judge will allow a certified anger management specialist from the state of Georgia to provide you with the services. Okay, so you got to make sure, if you want to get anger management through me, that the judge will allow it. I am certified, so I will be able to submit documentation in the event you rather take anger management from me and through me online. It is 12 weeks program, $30 per session, but the good thing is you don't have to leave your house. We'll be right on the computer together live, doing sessions. Okay, so you'll be dealing with me one-on-one. All right, in addition to maybe up to 7 other people in the classes, because I at least have to have up to 8 of y'all. So you will be sharing a space, but I can do 101 if you would prefer that. But anyway, getting to the point at hand, just FYI, right? Because this is an issue not just for Diddy and Cassie. People dealing with domestic violence in their families and their marriages and their neighborhood. It's everywhere. It's just more. It's just more nationwide when it's a celebrity, right? So the reason why industry men are most likely to abuse, okay? Now all of a sudden Tahiri has come out saying that Joe Budden has, pushed her down the stairs and physically assaulted her too. Now I could be wrong, but Joe Budden does give Ike Turner vibes, and I'm gonna say allegedly, because I've never seen the man put his hands on anybody. But like we all know by now, Diddy is a prime example. You cannot underestimate these dudes because they act so masculine or look so masculine. Some of these guys already kind of, they give off those vibes, right? Being hot-headed, being they call it what, hyper masculinity. When you easy to anger, you overly animated, you quick to derail, spaz out. You can tell in some of these instances, and especially now that I'm in this field, a lot of the red flags be there. Men that are very argumentative for no reason. These are men that are likely to abuse. Men that are argumentative, especially with women. A lot of these content creators, and I ain't gonna say no names because some of y'all ninjas in here probably fanboys of these guys, and some of you women rock hard. Y'all pick me Patricias. Y'all ain't no better than the red pill raging brothers, okay, or whatever. And I ain't talking about all red pill content creators. I'm talking about the ones who can't keep their anger under control, okay? Because you got some guys out there that do some good content on the red pill podcast. So I don't have no type of negative energy towards them type of individuals, but anytime you see these industry men or men period that are more argumentative with women more than men, that's a very big major red flag that he's most likely to abuse. Anytime, like I said, we see content creators, when it comes to black women, they go from 0 to 1,000. But when other men are coming at them, they go from 0 to 50. They know when to turn up, because when it comes to dealing with a woman, they feel more secure in dominating a woman because they know a woman physically, she cannot dominate him. Men are stronger than women for the most part, physically. So, anytime you have a man that constantly wants to argue with women or challenge women, is because he knows It does not take a lot of effort, you know, to physically conquer a woman, especially if he's bigger than her, taller than her, more dominant than her. This gives him an advantage, which makes his ego inflates triple, but because he already knows he can conquer her physically. Men who date younger women, they're most likely to be abusive because they want young women who don't know any better, and they want younger women because younger women are more fearful for the most part. They can tell a young lady that, you know, if you tell someone, I'm going to hurt your family, I'm going to hurt you, I'm going to hurt your child. And if she's young and inexperienced and she does not know that he's saying this to manipulate her, not that it's not true, because most likely he is capable of doing that. But he picks younger women because and that's what Diddy did. That's what R. Kelly did. A lot of these men they intentionally target younger women because they just know younger women don't know the program. They know they can mastermind them and make them fear them, unlike a woman their age who's been there, done that, who knows the law, who knows her rights. He won't be able to run the game on her as strongly as he does younger women. And this is why, if you really look at it, you know, Diddy has, for the most part, always dealt with young women. Even when he was younger, he dealt with younger women. You know, and the older Diddy got, it seems like he just kept, you know, mostly targeting younger women. That's why he ended up with Young Miami. They'd rather someone young because they're easier to manipulate and control. They don't want a full-grown woman that's going to speak her mind and put him in his place and say, no, I'm not doing that. They want somebody that's going to be submissive and go along to get along, and not challenge them. And younger women, they're easy to manipulate because Diddy knows, you know, all you have to do is put on flights, spend money, buy her a car. They buy these little gadgets, these little trinkets, you know, to keep her codependent. You know, especially young women who aren't independent. You got some young women who are very independent. They are entrepreneurs. They do hair. They got their own makeup line. It's a lot of young women out here that's hustling and getting it. For the most part, industry men that are most likely to abuse, they want to pick up young women that are vulnerable, who really don't have anything to fall back on. That way, that young woman becomes a codependent. She's less likely to leave because she does not want to lose the lifestyle. She is codependent on him. You know, she does not want to have to go back to the hood and struggle. And, you know, a lot of men can't understand why women stay in abusive relationships. Why women stay in abusive relationships. Well, if you look at it, it's no different than staying on a job you really don't want. How many of us are working for a company or an agency? You hate that damn job. You hate it. And if you're fortunate enough, you making or in a position in which, you know, you can quit and leave and not have to worry about your bills coming back to bite you, not have to worry about losing your house, your cars and stuff, then that's great. That's great. And in most cases, mostly women have more advantage of doing that, especially if the husband works and he provides. But for the most part, I'm sure a lot of you men out there, you work jobs, you work for a warehouse, you work for an agency, you work for a company, you're a construction worker. You working a job you hate. However, you know that job is how you make a living. A lot of you probably been working that same job 10, 15 years. You know the job ain't you know the job is not your dream job. You know your supervisor is manipulative, a narcissist. And in some cases, you may even know you've been on the same job for so long, you would have thought by now you would have been promoted. They don't promote you. They're promoting the new young guys coming on the job. Or people they're promoting women now. because they try to make it look like there's no discrimination. A lot of you men got jobs that you don't like. You just work because you depend on that job. That job is your income. That job is how you provide for your wife, your children, how you pay your mortgage. A lot of you men take jobs, not so much, well, money is one reason, but the other reason is because of the benefits. You're getting older. You need that 401k plan. You need that retirement. You get a certain age, you want to be able to just sit home and relax in your rocking chair. You don't want to be 70 and 80 and still out here shoving dirt or whatever. Not only that, all the medical benefits. You want to make sure that your wife can continue getting her surgeries, or your wife can continue getting her supplements, her medication. You may have a medical issue in which, even with all the money you make, is not enough. You work because you need the benefits, the insurance to cover the majority of the cost of the medicines, the surgery, whatever medical issues you got going on. You stay on a job that you hate for these reasons. Because even though there's other jobs you can go to, you may not want to go to another job, because even though you may not like the job and you may not like your supervisor, you may not like the people you got to work with, but you are familiar with that workplace. You've been there so long, you pretty much know the ropes, and you pretty much know what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. And you've been there long enough to know that even through all the BS, how it still benefits you. So you rather stay, even if it's a job you're not crazy about, because you're familiar with the routine. You don't want to go somewhere and have to relearn the staff, relearn the supervisor, relearn the procedure. You're pretty much comfortable where you are, because you've been doing what you've been doing for so long. You've been there so long. You pretty much know all the ropes. You don't have to go somewhere. You don't want to go somewhere new. Have to refamiliarize yourself with the procedure, with the staff, and with how they do things. Not only that, you don't want to start all over in pay. You've been in your same job for years, to where you're making your $30, $40 an hour. You leave that job because you don't like it and go somewhere else. You're not going to start off with that 30, 40. You're going to have to start from the bottom as a new employee, and you're not going to want to leave your job for that. That is the same way abuse works, right, gentlemen? But let me kind of break down how they both kind of are one and the same, because I know I've only heard mostly men say, "Why did you stay? Why did you stay?" There are some women who saying that too. So keep in mind everything I just said about the job, how you hate your job, but you depend on your job. And I know still somebody that's going to challenge my point and say, but that's not the same thing. You need a job to survive. You need a so-and-so. Somebody's going to try to move the goddamn goalpost, because somebody always wants to sound more right than the messenger. And I'm not going through all of that. I'm just trying to give y'all a basic scenario, okay? Same thing with a woman that's being abused. She knows she can leave that relationship and go somewhere else. But just like being on a job, you have been there so long that you feel like you cannot function if you were to try to go somewhere else. Okay, even though there's other better men out there, there's other better opportunities out there, and you may be better off alone, but just like a job, you've been in that same position for so long, you are afraid that if you were to leave, you have to go and start over somewhere else totally different. You could end up with the same or worse. You're not always looking, in some cases, at if you were to leave, it might get better. In many cases, the woman that's being abused, she feels like that if she leaves the abusive situation she's in now, there's no guarantee that she may end up meeting another man that's just as abusive, if not way more abusive. Also, the staff that you work for, yeah, you may not like the staff. You may not like how your supervisor treats you. You may not like, what you go through with your supervisor. Keep getting interruptions, but nevertheless. The supervisor is an ass. He's difficult, but for the most part, he's not always nasty. It's been times you've been able to, he'll let you off early, and or it's been times he did look out and gave you a raise here and there. In other words, you're not really fond of your supervisor, but at the same time, your supervisor has looked out for you, a couple of times. That's the same way an abuser works. He's not always 100% nasty. These men, these industry dudes, these men that are batterers, they're not assholes every day, all day, okay? In many instances, some of these guys are very, very sweet. They also know how to con women, buying them cars, taking them out to lunch, doing nice things for them, nice gestures, taking them on vacations, buying them bags, taking them out shopping, taking them out to eat. All abusers aren't beating on women every single day, and this is the psychological damage, because you're dealing with a man that's abusive, but at the same time he caters to you, and he apologizes. He seems very catering, and he knows when to turn up the charm, basically. That's kind of one of the reasons why a lot of these women stay in these type of relationships, because the abuser always compensates for his abuse by either financially, buying something, or he's either, being affectionate. He'll hug her and hold her and kiss her after, he done beat her down. Baby, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, and until you're actually in that situation, I can explain it to y'all 30,000 different ways. It's not going to make any sense to an outsider who's never experienced that. No different than somebody, like I said, who complains and bitches about their job constantly. However, they won't leave that job because they know, even though that job is not a place where they want to be, that job is part of them. That job plays a major part in them surviving. That's how they make it. That is the same thing with a lot of these women like Cassie and many other domestic violence victims. A lot of them stay in these relationships because of survival. Yeah, anybody can say, girl, just get you a job. Leave him. Why is you tolerating that? Why is you dealing with that? Once you get used to a certain lifestyle, unless you're used to funding that lifestyle for yourself, it's not easy. People can talk all day long and tell you need to leave that man. But if that man is paying your bills, that man is paying your car note, that man is paying your mortgage, that man is paying for your kids to be in child care, believe it or not, that's one of the number one reasons why a lot of women stay with their abusers. And in many cases, they're married to these men. And when it's your own husband, that's even more the reason, because you have a lot of women that feel this over sense of they are overly loyal. They're willing to take abuse, even more so when they're married, because it's that religious reasoning for better or for worse. Not realizing that her mental state and her emotional state should not be in jeopardy. The Bible don't say that, you're supposed to tolerate abuse even if it means you mentally and emotionally losing yourself. But you have some women, for religious reasons, they don't think they should leave their abuser, even more so if they're married, to the abuser. Also, the benefits, like a job. You don't want to be there, but that medical, that dental, as high as medical, dental, don't let you be type 1 diabetic and cancer, all this and that. It's hella expensive without benefits. I don't care if you got the money. If you don't have the medical benefits, it's very expensive. No, that's kind of similar to an abuse, a victim with her abuser. It's the benefits of the abuser, especially when he's financially providing and she's nowhere capable of caring for herself. Listen, you got some women out here who are mentally incapable. How could I say this? They're not really competent. For instance, I know a woman, she cannot read well, okay? And because she lacks, education, she's not able to read and comprehend things. Her husband can read. He takes advantage of that. She depends on him to read and handle her business, handle things for her. And because of that, he has had her sign off on things that she's not really aware that she's signing off on. That's giving him more leverage. You got some women that are incompetent, and these are mostly women that are much older, who have not gotten their college degrees, never really understood the significance of independence, but you got some women that are mentally incompetent, and you got some women who have stunted, their mental capacity is stunted because, again, as I mentioned earlier, that abuser got a hold of their mind when it was young. You have to realize Cassie was a grown woman, but at the same time, she was not fully emotionally developed, meaning she still hadn't found herself as a full-grown woman. Yes, she might have looked like a woman. She might have been, had the mindset based off of her vocabulary and the way that she was able to hold the dialogue with Diddy. But at the same time, it does not mean she was really mentally, fully emotionally developed to deal with a man on his level. These older men, they know how to conquer the mind of these younger women. That's why a lot of these young women in the industry been infiltrated. Aaliyah, Cassie, Beyonce. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but Jay-Z had Beyonce's mind very, very young. A lot of people done got past that because they're grown now, they're older now. But he basically programmed Beyonce from day one, because she was only like 16, 17, and he was what, I think 26, 27. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation because too many of y'all are starstruck. So I'll save that for another time. Y'all worship and idolize these celebrities, so y'all don't think they could do no wrong. But Diddy is a prime example. That's why you don't idolize, you don't worship these dudes when you see them with young women. You don't know what all they did to deactivate mentally these young women's mindset. They didn't give them a chance to become women. They got involved in their lives while these young women were still developing and transitioning from young women to full-grown women. And you have a lot of these full-grown men that will stunt the growth of young women. But those who are not woke and they don't understand the psychological manipulation tactics of the abuser, they will say, well, she brought it on herself. She's a grown woman. Cassie was 19. She knew better. Yeah, she was 19, but who knew more better than her? Puff was 37. Who should have known better? Y'all keep looking at Cassie, but Puff knew way more than she did. He was 37. That's like me. I'm 44 and I'm getting an 18, 19-year-old young dude and trying to program him or mold him to be the type of man I want him to be. He don't have the experience I have. And that's just the truth of the matter. But you have these older industry men, like I said before, in case some of you didn't get the memo on this, but you have a lot of these older industry men. They have a lot of fetishes. They got a lot of sick fetishes. And it's unfortunate that vulnerable women or young women, those are the ones that they prey on to fulfill these sick fetishes. From what we read in a document, he had Cassie doing sexual favors in front of him with other people, with other men. Because you have to realize, industry men have had so much booty from women. They done had so much of the vagina that it no longer stimulates them the same. They no longer climax the same. They done had so much. It's no different if you done had so much chocolate cake You get tired of it. It doesn't even do anything for you anymore. When you first compared to when you was first a chocolate cake lover. You have to realize Diddy done been with so many women. Women are just objects. He has no feelings, no motion, not even sexually. And what ends up happening when you're dealing with these industry men that have had multiple women, they have to reach a new level of stimulation. Now they want women. Women no longer please them. Women can no longer sexually please them. So they have to witness other men pleasing themselves off of the woman because they don't get stimulated anymore. See, you have to keep raising the bar. You have to keep taking it to the next demonic level to reach a new, different level of stimulation. Like the singer Bobby Valentino, who got caught with the transmission. His bodyguard outed him because it's bodyguard season. All these bodyguards, they're outing all of these celebrities who they work for. He said that Bobby Valentino told him that Coochie don't even do it for him no more. He tired of it. What if he feels that way? Imagine Diddy, who's been in the industry way longer than him, who done had way more coochie, who done had way more damn sexcapades, orgies, and all of that. And then when you done got used to getting your Johnson waxed, I'm trying to keep it rated G, so use your imagination. Once you done got used to constant blowjobs, once you done got used to women tossing your salad, once you done got used to seeing other men freak your woman off, now you have to take it to the next level. Now you want to be pleased from a man. Women on that site, you don't have Latino women, Latina, black, Puerto Rican, white, young, older. You don't have so much of a woman that women don't even turn you on anymore. Okay, so now it's time to experiment with the men. And of course the sex is going to feel totally different because it's a whole nother gender. You're receiving it and hopefully I don't lose brownie points, but I heard a transformer one time said that the reason why he was able to turn men out the way he was because him being a man, he knew what it took to please another man. So because I'm a man, I knew what it would take to turn another man out. And speaking of that, I want to pump the brakes there, right? Because Freddie P said something very interesting, and I'm going to play it. And he really opened my brain when he said this, because he's absolutely right. And I've been kind of thinking in this ballpark, but he really broke it down and made it more clear. He really, explained it. He explained why Diddy hates women, and his point overall was because Diddy really is struggling with his sexual identity. He's pretending to be something he's not. He's pretending to have a desire for women, and because being a billionaire and a black man of the industry, you're supposed to have that image of, I can get all the women, I get all the girls, I'm the player, I'm the bachelor, whatever. But at the same time, if women is something you really don't want, you'll start to resent women, and you'll take your frustration and your anger out on women because it is really something else that you are seeking. But I'm going to let Freddie P break it down, y'all, because when I said he was deep with this, Freddie P, y'all, he was one of the participants on the show making the band. And you know, basically the Bad Boy and Diddy, that all was a setup. They was never planning on signing them. That was just for the show. And you know, of course, you know, to this day, there's still some resentment Freddie P has towards Diddy for using them as guinea pigs, using their talent as something to joke with, when they really came on that show looking for something very meaningful that was going to help them, you know, grow within their career that they were seeking. But Freddie P broke it down. I'm gonna play it out, y'all. Again, this is fair use. I do not own this content that I'm getting ready to play, but we're going to get into it.
Grandma's boys, don't like mama boy, Joy's son, foot butter, chicken butter, all that.
Yes, indeed, man. Happy to have you back on, man. So with that being said, I want to get right into it, man. How you feel about the video of Diddy attacking Cassie?
Oh man,
fair use, fair use.
That's a bad look. When I come to that subject, man, it's kind of hard for me, because like when I was watching the last video, like I seen like well, my responses was a lot of malice, because I really don't like them guys, you know, like I don't like nothing about them guys. And seeing that video just made me hate them even more. That's the type of shit where you want to take the fake. Like, you see more like Slim Thug, who stuck by your side, come out making an apology video. You see Cedric Entertainer making all these people finally realizing, like, bro, who you are, and they stepping out making these videos. That's self-explanatory. I think that just, man, we got a glimpse of that. We didn't know about that last week. So imagine all the shit that we don't even fucking know about. That's small. For you to kick a woman like that, bro, like, it's hard to sit in here without bias and speak on them, because everybody know I don't like them. But I don't care who you with. You know what I'm saying? For you to kick a woman like you trying to win a Super Bowl, a game-winning Super Bowl and shit, like, bro, Nick was, like, he did it twice. You know how you warm up for a kick? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you warming up, you take 2 kicks. Like, he was trying to win a game or something and not trying to be funny. I'm seriously saying, I don't like men who hit women and don't hit Nick like you hit a woman.
Fair use.
What I mean is, I don't promote hitting no woman at all. But I've had to do it because I had a woman that punched me in my face so fucking hard that I retaliated with a quick. But it wasn't no beat on no woman. I don't like men who gotta feel like you gotta beat on no fucking woman like that. Like, and you know, her mother gotta see that, and bigger than that, right? This is why I don't want to go too far into this, right? Because how do your daughters feel, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? How your daughters gonna feel? Like, you got daughters that gotta look at that. Imagine all the stories and lies you done told them, and then they gotta see that beast come out. And he dealing with his own demons within his own house, because a lot of his kids probably gonna find, and I'm sending it out there in the air next, because I like for people to see my gift from God, a prophecy. When his kids go to finding out more and more things on down the line about who we really are, he gonna lose a connection with them kids, because he been lying to them, and you know, they feel him. Obviously, if your pops doing shit like that, my son gonna grab me. My son gonna say, "Pops." I can imagine Puffy controlling his room, you know what I'm saying? People scared to speak to him, and if you sitting in a room with a bunch of people that won't defend you,
fair
and
use.
they kick you, everybody turn their head. Yeah, sucker shit. Man, all them niggas too around them suckers. I can't defend that shit, bro. That nigga right there. For you, like, how do you get to a point that you feel? Cause you know what it remind me of, honestly. I was talking to my brother about it. It remind me of the kid that like to kill animals. You know what I'm saying? It remind me of the kid who got a secret. You do shit in private and put on a fake smile in front of people. You got anger issues. You won't really with the bullies. You don't want to, you know, you do shit with people that's weak, people that can't defend themselves. That's cowardice for me, man. That's cowardice. You either, man, I wish I could have been anywhere, her brother or anything, bro. Like, I would have showed that.
Okay, I want to get to the part where he really breaks down more in depth about Diddy may have some other tendencies going on.
In a turning situation, she laid there as it was as if a reaction, a defensive reaction,
Fair
was
use.
something familiar that she used to do. She must have knew that it was finna spiral out of control. This is how she used to defend herself. And if we go back and look at the video that he put on the internet, you see her curled up in the thing on the floor before. She didn't want to show her face when he was. Let me tell you something about men that do women like that.
Okay.
Men that do women like that hate women, bro. I said it last time. Any man that run around and having a bunch of babies, what man is rich and don't want to share the world with his fucking wife? What man get what the definition of a king? You cannot be a king without a queen. What man
Facts.
wants to have all those riches and not share that shit with a wife or and a family and come home to his kid? What? How long can a man go? 20-something years without marriage, without nothing, no substance? Y'all know why? Because it's not. He don't like women. And what I don't mean as far as sexual preference, he don't like women.
Fair use.
Because I don't know what he went through in his life. He don't like women for him to treat women the way he treat women. Any man that do that shit, they steep down, you know? Any man that run around having 20 babies, you got all this money, you can't share with no wife, you ain't got no family. You weird to me. All them niggas who do that shit, all them niggas who be, oh, I got this hoe, that hoe fucking behind each other. Like, bro, I can't, man. Y'all niggas, I'm a germ freak, bro, so I look at that shit like it's weird, bro. Like, all that shit weird to me. They whole little circle weird to me.
What you think should happen to him?
Lock his ass up, bro. I'm tired. I've never seen a nigga. I'm not here. Like I said, bro, I'm not here rooting on. But what the is this man doing to get out of jail so much, man? I know real niggas in prison for less.
He got power.
Like,
of course.
bro, like, it's kind
Had
of like,
power.
bro, like y'all don't see what I'm looking at. Like, it's too obvious, bro. Who you know? Who you working for? Who you done turned in? You get what I'm saying? And you be running around here doing all that shit. Like what I be saying, like, bro, you get around the thugs and want to be a thug and you get around it, man. Come on, man. That's why I'm telling everybody about the Carisha thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he never slept with Carisha. Man's a fucking homosexual, man. Let's just be real. When you think about every homosexual guy, they keep a bunch of what around them? A bunch of girls.
Now, this was the main point that I wanted y'all to hear. I hated that it took so long, but let me proceed.
The ones that be undercover, they keep girls around because the girls can do the dirty work. The girls can go out in the club, get, you know, you want to see a nigga, I mean, God forgive me, you want to see a nigga, me? Go get a bad bitch to come in front of you. And all you got to do is pretend like you into her because you really like that man. So, and with that world being so small, there's so much perversion going on because they don't have access to, like, as if I'm a man, right? I see a woman, it's my God-given right to make an attempt to holler at her, right? But if a man see me, if he try to holler at me, what's gonna happen? Or what? 9 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? And that's why when you living in that world right there, that's why he's such in a controlled environment. The man going crazy. This man going through all this because he can't be who he truly is.
Fair use.
You know, deep down he a pride guy. Stevie J, look at all them, bro. Like, come on, man, you can't tell. I'm not knocking. I don't have nothing against it, but one thing about it, bro, I respect gays that stand on and say they gay. Like, I can respect you. I can't respect that shit they got going on. Because other people get hurt trying to hide your secrets. You beating this girl up because deep down you hate this girl. I've been there before. Like, you hate this girl. You fucking hate this girl so much that every time you get mad, she gets your anger. You hate. That's kind of like having a dog.
And y'all get my point. And he's absolutely right. You know, it took a minute because I couldn't find the part where he actually made the statement. But that was the part that I wanted y'all to hear. Diddy's not being true to himself. He got a lot of people hiding his secrets and what it is. His demons is attacking him at full speed. And he's taking all his aggression and anger and animosity out towards those that are under him, because he really wants to be who he wants to be, and he's struggling with his identity. He's struggling with those demons, because you're this industry dude. You're supposed to be top tier, high value man, billionaire, millionaire, entrepreneur. So you have this reputation that you have to uphold, which at this point it does not matter. It's totally tarnished. It's totally ruined. It's going to go down in history. They're already talking about taking the key from the city. There's been almost 20 to 30 companies that have dropped him quicker than Walmart rollback prices. So at this point, you know, things are not looking up for Diddy. It does not matter who defends him. It does not matter who wants to ride or die. You got a few people still holding on, you know, to the friendship. You know, maybe they hoping because Diddy's in a vulnerable place, he'll look out for them. He'll still, you know, financially support them or whatever. Everybody who's still rocking with you, they ain't rocking with you for the right reasons. They rocking with you because they know you sinking, and they know you don't have much support. So they're going to capitalize off of that. So Diddy better be very careful, because he's in a very vulnerable stage right now. And it could be his very own crew that done turned him in. Somebody who been his ride or die. Hell, we done seen his bodyguards do it. But the bodyguards ain't even a threat. It's the ones that's still standing with him. That could possibly be a narc. At this point, Diddy has to watch his back from everybody now, because people are going to ride this wave with him, so they too can also benefit. You know what I mean? And capitalize at his downfall, you know. But he brought this upon himself. And most importantly, Diddy has always had a lot of enemies. So now people are turning in everything they know. People are telling everything they know. At this point, you know, he already had a lot of people who didn't like him. You know what I mean? Aside from his haters, his own friends, his own team, people within his team, people who he pissed on, people who he didn't pay right, people who he made promises to that he didn't fulfill. He got a lot of bad blood out here. He done burnt a lot of bridges, you feel me? So it's going to be more and more to come. But hopefully I pretty much broke down and gave y'all some elements as to why a lot of industry men are most likely to abuse. Again, these men gotta have a lot of power. They have a lot of backup. They have a lot of support. It's not because they're great guys. It's not because they've done a lot for the community. People been calling Diddy out. Wendy Williams, Mace, all the artists. People been telling y'all how this man gets down. Nobody believed it. But as the good word says, what's done in the dark comes out in the light. And that's exactly what happened. And y'all, this is just the beginning. Even Cassie said it. This is just the beginning. Ain't no telling what else is going to come out. But I'm sure it's going to be a lot more. Anyway, hit that like button. Put y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think. For those who are interested in getting cable from me, I sell cable. Over 9,000 live premium channels. Only $27 a month. Hit me up, inbox me. If you already got a Fire Stick, you can get the app for $40, or you can purchase a Fire Stick for $65, already fully loaded. Anyway, y'all, I will keep y'all posted if I find out anything else, and y'all have a good one.